Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5. Vic, Episode 5. Another strong episode. Lots to talk about. But let's get right into it. Let's start off with kind of what I like to call the little nuggets. Stuff that was in the episode, nice to talk about, but not really too much. Although the first thing we're going to talk about is a huge plot point, but it's so funny that the person who speaks about it is not really that smart. Of course, we're talking about Sam and Gilly. Sam, ends up leaving because he's frustrated, and I don't blame him. They don't really
value him,
but I get it. That's any job that you see an intern or any assistant. You kind of just not really pay attention to, but it sucks because he actually knows what he's talking about. But the scene that we're going to talk about is, of course, the scene where Gilly is reading one of the books that he stole. And not that he stole. This was an actual old book. And what was the key thing that Gilly was talking about, Vic? What was she trying to almost spill the beans on?
Talking about Jon Snow's lineage, kid. It's fucking crazy because that's a game changer right there. That's it. That literally makes him fucking heir to the throne.
Yep.
Because also makes him heir to the throne because mind you, he's also a little older than Daenerys. So it's the eldest. It goes to the eldest and stuff, right. And that's him. So yes, she has no claim to this throne. That's another thing people need to realize. By birthright, it's his to claim.
Because he's the older, right?
He's the older, yes. He's the elder, so it's his claim, not hers.
Wow.
Which is another thing, too, people need to understand. She will not sit on the throne. I call it my shot. I'll talk more about that in the next episode, but you'll see.
So Gilly was having trouble more with the word annulment, and Sam was more pissed off about how he had to clean shit, and they totally just went by some important information. We'll see if that ever comes back up or if that was just a wink at the audience, at the fans, and just being like, hey, it's true. He's a Targaryen. Just letting you know, little by little, we're giving you hints that he's a Targaryen. And it's funny too because there was another moment where we find out that Jon is Targaryen. We'll get to that in a little bit, but we can get to that now because that kind of links up.
Yeah.
When Daenerys comes back after what she did, Jon, takes his glove off and he's very close to the dragon and he puts his hand on the dragon and the dragon's cool with it. In fact, the dragon, closes his eyes, opens his eyes, kind of like, yeah, you're cool type of thing. And she's even shocked by it. She sees it. She's like, whoa, this dragon never does that.
Yeah, also, I think she was trying to intimidate his ass at first because she's kind of
of course.
With the dragon, like King of the North, you better fucking, now's your time to bend
bow
your knee.
Down.
You know what I'm saying? And he was just... He had the opposite effect. He was like in awe of the beast, and he fucking the dragon fucking really just had a moment with him and stuff. It really did. And that fucking, especially his ass, he don't take to anybody.
He doesn't. It took a while for him to take to Daenerys. She was like, "Come back here." He's like, "Nah, fuck you, bitch," and he just fly away. This is Jon was like, "Give me your hand, give me your head," and he's like, "Ah, you cool." And so that's even more, and she was huffing and puffing. She was giving him the googly eyes, like, oh, what, he likes my children, like him, my cats like him too, my dragons like him too. Oh, damn. So and I think the reason why she tried that power move, well, there's nothing like burning a lineage out of the equation for you to get all powerful like she did with the
Tullys. Yeah.
There's nothing like burning people alive to get you that. I'm the top dog.
I thought that was a great scene with her doing that because, I like the fact that Tully's, the father, he's just so fucking proud, and his son was just so proud to be like his son. He was just fucking ride or die with his old man and stuff, and his father was you could tell that was definitely easily his favorite. I mean, you knew that Sam was his fucking bastard. I mean, he sent them to the wall for fuck's sake. I mean, he was definitely proud of him. And he was even proud of him at that moment. For a second, he was he wanted him to fucking bend the knee to her. And he was like, no, I'm not doing it. And he was like, fine, let's do this together then. You know? So now she, against Tyrion's advice, she fucking destroyed the entire house. Well, not really an entire house,
Not
like,
really,
but
yeah.
in their mind, at that moment, it was the entire house because they
They
don't
don't
know
even
that
know
they,
about Sam.
they don't know really know about Sam and stuff. Like he's at the wall, like he doesn't really
Yeah.
count to them.
And
So
Sam doesn't even know. That's the funny thing. And Sam, they were going to tell him about his family got burnt. His father got burnt, but he left before they could even tell him. So he
yeah,
doesn't even know.
yeah. So he doesn't even know. So now technically he's heir to all that he had. He's
Yep.
the head Tully. So he just got promoted in that way.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with him because he might not go back home.
Yeah, well, his goal was to become a maester, and now his new goal is now he has to fucking run the house. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be fine with that. Now imagine him being lowered to the Tullys and stuff. So that's gonna be interesting. You know?
Yeah, but it's good. It's good to see Daenerys kind of taking charge and kind of figuring out what to do and how to kind of play her role. Even though Tyrion is like pleading with her, like, "Hey, you don't have to do this. You can put them in chains, or you could let them change their mind." And she's like, "No, it's either, you bend the knee or you die."
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't know how shit runs in Westeros is a different thing, and that's what Tyrion's trying to let her know. Like, you could be all powerful with the dragons, but running shit over here is different. Like, you have to you have to play the game, and she's not really good at playing the game. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't. She tries to be a game changer, and I get that, but I don't know. We'll see what this does to her in the future.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And speaking of games, we got the mentalist. We got another piece we got to talk about. We got the game master. When you fight with a snake, you could be the woman of no faces, but you're still gonna get played by a snake. And oh, did Littlefinger play her so well? He was just like, "Yeah, I see you watching me. You don't think I don't see you watching me? All right, I'm gonna lead you right where I want you to." And he led her right into a note. That right now we don't know what's that note about. It seems like it might be something to deal with Sansa. But you could tell I knew it. I was like, there's no way. I know she's a good assassin, but the minute that he locked the door, I was like, this is a trap. This is all a trap. I don't know what he's up to, but this is a trap. And sure enough, it's a trap. It's a trap. I like that it still goes to show like Arya still has something she's got to learn, and it shows why Littlefinger has survived the way he survived, which is like, you never know what side he's on. You never know what he's about. There's always something that he's up to. And it just showed it right there. Like he is the master manipulator.
Yeah, I mean, even it's not really for her to learn because even if it would have been Jaqen himself, he would have got played in that moment. And you're not gonna play against the fucking king of Melrose Place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, this is how the dude survived. It's like you said, he's not a fighter. He tried that shit with fucking. When Ned Stark's brother fucking, and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Nope. Like he knows his role in this world. He can't lead an army into battle. You know, saying he's not gonna win a fight himself. This is how he wins. This is how he survived. It's by being fucking just very clever.
Snake. Yep.
So it's gonna be interesting to see like exactly what transpires from this. But it's definitely a good setup and stuff.
There could be a rift coming. There could be a rift coming between Arya and Sansa. We're just gonna have to wait to find out. But the big place that had a lot happening was King's Landing, as always. Of course, you have what's his name, Jaime coming back from the battlefield to tell Cersei of what he saw. But before that happens, there's a meeting that was set up, right? There was a meeting before he met up with Cersei.
Yeah, it was with Tyrion and stuff. Like he was Tyrion there. He got brought there by Davos and stuff, and Davos went to go collect Robert's son and stuff. His son, the Baratheon kid.
Oh, Gendry, yeah.
Yeah, Gendry. The only remaining Baratheon left.
Which is funny because the last time we saw Gendry, he was rowing a boat, and that was kind of a joke with everybody online. Is like, is this dude still rowing a boat somewhere? Like, where did he go? Where did he end up? And he ended up being in King's Landing, which is the one place, he even said it, the one place that they would never look for is right underneath their nose. So, he's there. He's a blacksmith. which I like. I like a lot of what Gendry brings. Like, he's a blacksmith, so they're gonna use him to create some weapons from the dragon glass. You also know that he showed that he wants to fight. So you see him with the battle hammer, right? It's a hammer.
Yeah, the war hammer. Yeah,
the war hammer, which is awesome because why? Why is that important? Because his father, who was Baratheon, right? He used the hammer. So he
he actually used
the
the hammer to fucking defeat Daenerys' brother in battle. That was their big fight where he took the fucking warhammer and smashed it against his chest and fucking beat his ass right there in the middle of the lake. So, like, it's funny how that's his weapon of choice. He, without him realizing it or not, you know what I'm saying? And without his father really realizing that's his son and stuff, like, he is his true fucking prodigy son and stuff, He took after him and stuff.
So it was interesting to see that and to see the little funny moment with them at the beach, which I thought was hilarious with the shrimp or the prawn. What was it? The prawn, right?
Yeah,
the shrimp. I don't know what it was. Yeah. He was talking about getting their dick. He's like, if you want to keep it hard while you go to your favorite local whorehouse. I thought that was funny. And again, we saw the power of the hammer, when he showed how, when he beat the two guards up. So there's a lot of promise with that character, and I'm glad that they brought him back. Even when his dialogue with Jon, when he brought him back, Davos is like, don't tell him who you are, and he's like, nah. I'm gonna tell him who I am. I'm this guy, and look, I'm a bastard just like you, and let's do this. I want to join up. I want to help out. So I thought that was pretty cool to kind of see that. But the reason why they were there was because Tyrion wanted to talk to Jaime to see if they can kind of have some type of meeting with Cersei because of what's happening with the White Walkers. And so that meeting between Jaime and Tyrion was interesting because I think this is the first time that they actually saw each other since the trial, right? I think that was the last time he saw
that was
his
the
brother.
last time. Well, no, after the trial, because mind you, Jaime freed him, and then after that, he fucking kills his father, so he had a lot for that. And also he's been aiding, the number one enemy against his girl and stuff. So
that was great acting because you could see the kind of the conflict in Jaime where he's like, I should kill you. Like, why are you here? Like, look at all you've done. And then, to hear Tyrion talk about how, do you really think I would just kill father just to kill him? He never liked me. He hated me. So it was interesting to see that play out. But then the bigger reveal was then Jaime goes to talk to Cersei because he talked to Tyrion, and to find out that Cersei knew. She knew. She was like, you need to do something with Bronn. Bronn didn't tell you. And at that moment, I thought Bronn was dead. I was like, uh-oh, is she going to kill Bronn? Because she's like, something needs to be done. He betrayed your trust. And again, it just goes to show the little birdies that used to be part of Varys. Those little birdies are probably the one that told her about the meeting with Jaime and Tyrion. And then the bigger reveal, which is that, surprise, I'm pregnant.
Overall, I thought that whole scene was great because also one of the reasons she let Tyrion live too, because prior to all that, we kind of missed that, is that she also got information from Jaime that it wasn't Tyrion that killed Joffrey. It was
right.
The Queen of Thorns that actually killed him. So she was like, oh, but you fucking, this was before or after you gave her the option to go out that way, you know? So with her knowing that kind of softened her hatred for Tyrion. I mean, she still hates the guy.
She still hates him, yeah.
But she didn't go off the deep end and kill his ass right there on the fucking spot, even though she knew he was on the in King's Landing. I think that also softened it. But getting all that information, I just love that whole fucking speech she was giving fucking Jaime. Just like, we will conquer all our enemies, we will defeat them all. Even the look on Jaime's face, which I thought was such great acting from his part. He just had that like this twinkle in his eye. He's looking at it. He's like very like in awe of her and inspired. Like, this woman's so fucking smart. She's so fucking incredible, And he had hope, and this is the first time you've really seen him. He's like, because before that he's very defeated. He's like, we cannot defeat the Dothraki. We cannot defeat her dragons. You don't know what it is. And she's just like, we will beat them all. I already know about this. I know about that. We will smash all these fuckers. And that's it. And then he was like, okay. He was like, and she lets him know about being pregnant. And then he was like, so who are you going to tell them who's the father is and stuff, right? Just, I
She's
would
like,
tell him, you. And he was just like really taken back by that. Like he was like, really, like you're gonna say that? He was like, but what about the people? She's like, what did Father say about the people? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, the lions do not need to fear the lambs and stuff. And it's fucking great. It was such a great line. You know, I might have butchered it when I just tried to like fucking
no,
quote
but
it and
it's
stuff. But it was a great line, and I just love that whole interaction between her and him. It just shows that she's a real strong woman and stuff, very powerful. I mean, she's not the person who should be on the throne. At the end of the day, it should be Daenerys over her. But I was very impressed by her her tact.
But I really like the end of it, because at the end of all of that, she says, "But don't disappoint me again," or she says something like that. She's like, "Don't deceive me again." And the way she delivers that line, you can even see it in Jaime's eyes. He's kind of afraid of her a little bit, because she was just like, we're cool right now. You saw Tyrion behind my back. You didn't tell me until now, but don't do that again. So it's kind of like him being put on notice, like, yeah, you may be my baby's daddy. Yeah, you may be my brother, but don't do that, because you're not above me, doing something to you. So I like that they, after all of that, they still gave you a little hint of, he might have to kill her. She's very powerful, but she can get very crazy if she wanted to.
Which would be crazy if it ever did get to that point, because the fact she is someone he's done everything for her. Everything literally has been for her. For him to get to that point, it had to be something very extreme. Mind you, he became part of the King's Guard for her. It was her bright idea to fucking have him go out there in the first place, become King's Guard, and give up his seat at his house. You know? Because mind you, when you're the King's Guard, you have to give up your family claim and stuff. So he did that for her. He went to war for her. He almost got himself killed by the fucking dragon for her. He's doing everything for her. For him to go that far, it would be kind of crazy for him to do that. Also, now she's carrying his child too. So he wouldn't just be killing her; he'd be killing like his child too.
Yeah. And
he has no children left, so it would take like an extreme thing. So I'm curious to see what would develop if that does happen. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting to see that. Also, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with if she would take time to talk to Khaleesi, but that will only happen if they bring the undead, and that's what leads us to the last part of this episode, is the fact that Jon figures that if the only way he's gonna convince everybody else to join and really do the bigger fight, which is to fight the White Walkers, he's gonna have to get some proof that they exist. And so he decides that he's gonna leave and go and get some proof. So he's going to go beyond the wall and get some proof, but not by himself. He's got Davos. He's got the return of Jorah. Sir Jorah, who came back, came back to Khaleesi's aid. And he even said it. He's like, look, I was brought back for a reason. And I feel like this is the reason that I came to help you. And so it's Jon, Davos, Sir Jorah. You also got Gendry. And so, and then they go back. They go to the wall and they meet up with Tormund, the wildling leader. And he even says, he's like, "Well, how many men do we got?" And he's like, "Well, this is it. This is all we got."
But it's interesting how he leads them to the Hound and and these other guys and stuff.
The Lord of Light, the Lord of Light crew, which is great, because I feel like that reminds me of a lot of those type of movies. Which again, I feel like. I know we're kind of not supposed to be bringing in other franchises, but I feel like that's the point of a movie like a Suicide Squad, where you have a bunch of people who really have something against each other. Like everybody in that scene was like, you guys brought me to this. Oh, and I remember you from that. And I remember you did this to this, to this, to this. Everybody had a reason to kind of hate each other.
Well, I would say more. If you want to do a good comparison, I would say use the Guardians of the Galaxy. Something that actually was good.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No. I mean, I'm comparing it to what Suicide Squad should have been. Should
have been. Yeah, I got you. It's like this ragtag team. You know what I'm saying?
They shouldn't be together. Like, they clearly hate each other. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy is more like, I don't really know you, but we're in this together. And this is like, no, I know who you are. And in fact, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to fight alongside you. I shouldn't. but they're all like, you know what, we got to put that aside because
because
we all know.
it just shows you how powerful, like how crazy the Night King and these fucking White Walkers are. This undead army is the fact that it's gonna unify all the kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it comes back down to. It reminds me of this fucking line fucking Ronald Reagan had fucking told fucking this dude Gorbachev and stuff. You know, when they were gonna like listen, instead of us going to war, what if there was like an fucking alien race that came down to the planet and stuff and started attacking us and invading us? Like, would we not team up together to fight against them? You know, and that's essentially this. This is a medieval version of that. You know, exactly that. Like this real incredible threat that's coming our way. But all our petty beefs and stuff, like Jon Snow said, this is all fucking kid games. It's all like you're all fucking children. This is the real fucking thing. This is the real fucking problem, and we all had to come together on this. And I like that. I also like the fact that Daenerys is believing in Jon Snow. She allowed him to leave, even though he said, "I'm just gonna leave anyway because you don't fucking tell me what to do." You know, I'm a king too, bitch. You know, so recognize.
Well, not only that, I like the way he brought it back. He's like, "Look, I'm a stranger who believed in you to kind of not kill me and keep me around. You could have killed me with your dragons. You could have killed me, but I believe that you wouldn't. And so now you have to believe in a stranger when I say that I'm gonna go and get you the proof that you need." And so I like how he kind of flipped it on her. He's like, "Look, I came here. I could have easily just tried to attack you. I could have easily just left at nighttime, but I didn't because I trusted you. And so I hope that you trust me as well when I go and say I'm going to go get you that proof." But really is like, she's starting to have an affection for him. So she just didn't want him to go out there. And if what he's saying is true, he might be dead. So yeah, I like that you have this ragtag group of people that we've seen as separate stories, but now all their stories are slowly, I think what's happening with all the stories, they're slowly starting to come together. They're starting to come together for this one big epic fight. And of course that leads us to the end of the episode, whereas the gate is opening and here we go. They're going to go and try to bag him a White Walker, which should be interesting to see how that plays out.
Down the yellow brick road.
down the snowy white yellow brick road. And again, this is another great episode. A lot of people were mentioning that it didn't have as much action, but hey, I mean, this is an important episode. A lot of pieces are moving forward.
But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like a lot of action. I mean, look how much action we had this entire season. You can't have action. There has to be story, and people forget that it has to be story. I felt like you had enough. The prior episode, you had an entire fucking battle,
a huge battle.
You know what I'm saying? And they're setting up for a fucking whatever else in the following episode. What more you need? You need something to glue to hold that together. This is as much a foundational fucking episode as any of those others. You need that.
Yep. But something tells me you're probably gonna get some action in the next episode, so people don't need to worry about that. But again, another great episode. That's gonna do it for us for this episode of Convo. Let us know in the comments if we missed any part of the episode that you liked. Don't forget to subscribe, to like and share, and always follow us on Twitter at @combo_convo. That's going to do it for us for this time. But as always, we'll see you next time.